Zomboys. Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 10 of your favorite podcast, Zomboys.
We better be your favorite podcast, you sons of a bitches.
What are you doing listening to another podcast? You cheating on us?
So episode 10 of Zomboys. I'm Mike Olsvay, as always.
I'm Casey Lynch, as sometimes.
And today we watched...
Today we watched Nudist Colony of the Dead.
For like 2.5 minutes. And then we shut it off.
Yeah.
And then we watched Day of the Dead Bloodline.
Yes, we did. Do we have to talk about Nudist Colony of the Dead, or can we skip it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we might as well. So Nudist Colony of the Dead.
You're getting it. Two for the price of one here.
Two episodes for the price of one. Be prepared for a very long episode now.
No, yeah, this will be quick, I think.
So, Nudist Colony of the Dead, it opened with, it was shot in like 1991.
Yeah.
And apparently they shot it on like a potato because it looked like shit.
They were like, it says in the opening, like you might see like in like a classic horror movie, it was like a lot of the footage was lost, and basically we tried our best to get this put back together, and we used like some like
behind the scenes footage they used.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, so a lot of the footage was shot like in a very not well lit room, and so it opens and it's like them in
I thought that might be funny. Like, oh, that'll be fun to like watch this shitty movie. Yeah. Yeah, but oh boy, it was terrible.
So it was it opens and they're like in like a courtroom, and the judge's name is Judge Reinhold. From Beverly Hills Cop fame. Yeah. But not the Judge Reinhold.
No, it was just a judge named Reinhold.
And there was like a religious it's like religious like community, and then there's the nudist colony. There's like this old like witch looking lady who's part of the nudist colony.
I guess that was supposed to be funny.
Definitely
but
a woman
dumb.
that I don't want to see nude.
No, it was like they like tried to make it funny, where like she had like big saggy tits, but like they were like 1.5 feet long, like saggy, like
they tried to make it like slapsticky,
but it was just so dumb. And it was like not how a court works, where it's just like two groups of people like just yelling at each other.
That's not how court works?
No, that's not how court works.
Interesting.
So
I've been imagining court all wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just two groups of people screaming at each other, and the judge like, you're right.
I'll judge this.
Yeah. It was like a debate team, but like worse.
That's what it was. A naked debate team versus a religious debate team.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, nudity will spread like video games did back in '82, and colored condoms was the other one. Colored condoms.
Dumb.
Now, I'm not sure, because they said colored condoms, and then they looked at the black lady that was there. So I'm not sure, were they implying...
a weird face.
So were they implying, like, condoms in various colors? Or condoms for black people?
I think so, but I do think they were trying to make that very tasteless joke.
Yeah, right?
Because it did show her, and she made a face like, what?
Yeah, I was like, well, this is a little off color.
Even for 1990, that's a little off, off-putting.
It's a little... That should have been made back in, like, the 70s.
Yeah, like...
In the 70s, that would have been semi-acceptable.
Yeah. Like, definitely for our 2018 brains, it was like, ooh, I hope that's not what they meant.
Oh, God.
And so we were like, nah, none of this is working. It's very bad.
Yeah. Also, there was one woman in the nudist colony other than the witch woman, and then it was all men.
Yes.
It was weird.
We were like, okay.
So, Casey's
see a lot
like...
of zombie dicks.
Yeah, so Casey's like, he's like, we're not going to see as many zombie tits as I wanted, so
let's
watch something else.
That's not what I said.
No.
I kind of pushed for this movie because I was like, oh, this will be funny, and then like all this like tasteless shit happened, and I'm like, we don't have to watch this if you don't want, pretty much.
So we're like, all right, let's watch Dawn of the Dead Bloodline, which is Day of the Dead, excuse me, Bloodline, which Casey said he's been talking with somebody on Twitter about.
Oh yeah,
and they said it was very bad.
The host of I don't know how many of our listeners speak Danish, but the host of the Dutch podcast Cadaverland. So if you speak Danish, give that a listen, and let me know how it is, because I can't. Just a little plug there for him for recommending this movie.
Yeah, and so...
Although also, fuck you for recommending this movie.
Yeah, he said it was really bad,
he said it was bad, so we're like, good, we like bad movies.
So, I was like, alright, let's give it a shot, and ooh, was it bad.
Yeah.
So,
this movie made my butt hurt.
So we'll start off like
numb.
This movie made my butt hurt. It's not the first time Casey's ever said that.
I said before it made my butt numb, and now I just said it in a weird way.
Only now he said it in a weird way.
Yes. Yeah, so this is, it's basically a remake, kind of Day of the Dead.
Yeah, it sort of was. I mean, a little different story to it, but it ends up almost the same.
It's like a reboot, I guess.
So the plot line of this is a small group of military personnel and survivalists dwell in an underground bunker as they seek to find a cure in a world overrun by zombies. Sort of the plot, but not initially.
Not initially. And
initially in Day of the Dead, if I remember correctly, this was the plot of Day of the Dead, that they were trying to find a cure for the zombie thing, and they lived right from the beginning. The main character doesn't try and find a cure for the zombie thing until probably about halfway through the movie.
Yeah, about halfway, yeah.
This is when she finally decides that she can cure the zombie.
About halfway, and when we start to hate her.
Oh my god.
We won't get to that yet, but she's bad. So what the fuck are these things? Most of the zombies are just like, they're running, but they're just typical zombies, eat people.
Yeah, they eat people. Blood in this movie
is insane.
Does not act like blood in any other movie. You get bitten and blood explodes out of your body.
Everyone's blood pressure is... Literally, they would all be dead if their blood pressure was this high that it explodes out of you.
In the beginning of the movie, a guy gets drugged down stairs into a subway.
We talked about this.
Dragged.
I think we talked about this last episode or two episodes
dragged.
ago. I don't know. Drug.
He gets pulled down a set of stairs into a subway, and he gets eaten, and blood just explodes out of the subway stairs.
It's so crazy. It is it's 10 feet high. It just
it's like a fucking geyser of blood shoots out of this fucking thing. And then
it's so fucking bizarre.
At one point, one of the zombies has blood in his mouth, and he sprays it up in the air like he's Triple H entering the wrestling ring.
Oh my god!
He just spits it all over in the air.
Every choice in this movie is wrong.
Then you have another zombie was wearing intestines as a necklace.
Oh, yeah, I guess
this is all within the first 2 minutes of this movie.
Yes.
So the movie opens.
Oh yeah.
With they're zombies. They eat. So real quick, they are zombies. They eat people. You turn within. It seems like a couple minutes for some people, a couple seconds for one girl. It varies. It seems
the main character mentions it's not a head bite. It'll take a little bit longer for her to turn.
Yeah.
So we assumed in Dawn of the Dead that it's severity of the bite is depends on. But fuck this.
So the movie opens with a crazy scene going on in the streets, and there's a news broadcast going on, and the news broadcast woman's terrible.
She's terrible.
And there's zombies all over the place, and they're smashing through windows and grabbing people. The main character of the movie's running down the street, and her shirt just becomes undone.
She's walking down the street.
Oh yes, that's right. She's walking down the street at the beginning. She's walking past zombies getting attacked.
The what you would imagine would happen in a zombie apocalypse, everything is chaos, and she's just walking down the street, looking around, huh? Oh no! What?
And this is the first time that I said, all the sets look off.
Oh yeah, you brought that up almost immediately.
All the sets do not look like actual streets. It looks like it was filmed on a film set.
It looked like Seinfeld.
Yeah, it looked exactly
only a little bit worse.
It looked exactly. Everything looks like it was filmed on a film set, not like it was filmed anywhere out in the open.
It was very
it was filmed, sense. Casey said, and it does make sense. It was filmed almost like a TV show.
Yeah, it looked exactly like a shitty TV show. A CW show or something,
It looked like an MTV show.
Yeah.
Like MTV, this is something that MTV would do.
Yeah.
The Jersey Shore would be on, and then Day of the Dead, the television show, would be right on after it.
That would make sense.
And then Teen Wolf would be on.
Ooh, Teen Wolf.
Following up after this.
Yeah.
The main character is walking down the road, and then a zombie notices her and starts to chase her, so she starts to run, and her shirt is undone.
Yeah, it just opens.
Which we thought was funny at first. Turns out it wasn't funny.
Yeah, I wrote it down because I was like, that's funny that they're just so obviously oh cool, look at a bra, dumb.
Yeah.
No, it's actually got a way worse reason.
Yeah,
which
so
we'll get to in a
then
minute.
it flashes back 4 hours earlier.
4 hours
so
earlier.
This goes on, then 4 hours earlier.
There was no reason for this to happen.
There's this big fat dead guy on a table, and it's at a college, like a medical college.
Yes.
And there's a big fat guy on the table, and he's dead, and they're like, what was his cause of death? The teacher's talking to all these medical students.
Yeah.
And she's like, it's H1N1, the main character, Zoe.
Yeah.
H1N1, she's like, it was influenza. And I was like, H1N1, that sounds familiar. Casey's like, yeah, that's because that was the big flu like 10 years ago.
It was like the flu everyone was scared of like a long time ago. I don't know exactly how viruses work. I think it's like not a problem anymore. Because, like, the flu changes so much. So, maybe the script was written 10 years ago. Or maybe they're just like, what's that virus again? H1N1? Yeah, that's it. That's the big one. I don't know. Dumb. Or I could be wrong, and it might still be a problem.
So she says that, and she's like, very good, blah, 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 blah. And then you find out that there's a party going on. Because, like, it's graduation day.
Yeah.
And it seemed weird that this was what they were talking about on graduation day.
Oh yeah,
it's like the end of the semester party, like the end of like the year, or it sounded like it was a graduation party.
It did sound like that.
And they were like, just a weird thing.
I'm actually trying to wrap my head around this because the teacher did say you're not getting graded yet.
Yeah,
or something. So were they like partying? Why were they partying? I don't know. Who cares?
So
the plot is dumb. Everything's bad about this movie.
Zoe's in this lab looking at blood cells, and the teacher comes in and she's like, your weekly blood sample is here.
Oh, yeah. The epidemiology lab.
Yeah, and there's some weird guy.
Whatever.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, they're trying to make you scared. So, the teacher walks in and touches her on the shoulder, and they, make that, jump scare noise. The music, whatever. I'm like, is that supposed to be scary? We see the teacher walk in and then touch her. It's not like the teacher appears out of nowhere.
Yeah, no. Well, exactly. She just, gently touches her on the shoulder, and it's like, bang!
Yeah. It's like, okay.
So
I guess this is a horror movie. Because they're telling us it is.
There's a jump scare that was way better done later on in the movie.
Oh, yeah. There's
in another, 10 minutes, there's a better jump scare.
It's better.
They should have just saved it for them.
Yeah.
Because then there's no more jump scares in this entire movie.
No, I don't think so. There's a few in the beginning, but then once we know zombies are around, it's like, okay, we're going to stop being a scary movie.
Yes.
Once they have zombies, they're like, okay, the horror aspect is done.
So, she's like, your weekly blood sample's here, and she's like, I don't like to draw that guy's blood because he's weird and creepy. And me and Casey are like, ooh, let's see how creepy this guy is.
Yeah, we were like, okay, it's going to be some weird creepy guy that makes her uncomfortable.
So, she goes there, and
it
starts out...
what we think.
It starts out as a weird creepy guy that makes you kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And, he rolls up his sleeve, and he's like, have you thought about what I said? About, obviously, he's, hitting on her and trying to go out with him, and she was like, no, I don't want to go out with you, blah, 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 blah.
And he has a creepy vibe, too. It's not
he does
just
have a creepy vibe.
He's like, so have you been thinking about what I said?
Yeah, it's like he says it creepily.
He's definitely a creep.
And so she's drawing his blood, and he's like, like a vampire, sucking me dry.
Oh my god.
My favorite line in any zombie movie, or any movie, I think, in general, from now on, is sucking me dry.
It was so dumb, but it was, so we fucking probably laughed as super hard.
And then something that I just kept saying throughout the whole rest of the movie. I just kept going, ooh, suck 'em dry.
They tried to make a serious zombie horror movie, and that's what they chose to put in.
Sucking me dry.
They chose to put in sucking me dry. Come on.
And so she's done drawing the blood from the one arm. Then she goes to his other arm to draw blood, and he rolls up his sleeve all seductively, and he had carved into his arm her name.
Yes, he's carved Zoe, her name, into his arm.
He's like, do you like it? And she's like, no, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So,
and then he goes and starts touching her leg.
Yeah, it was weird.
And that's the breaking point.
So then at that point she yells, and then her friend comes in and is like, get the hell out of here, and kicks him out.
She should have minutes ago been like, hold on, I'll be right back, and gone and got someone to escort him out.
Because, stabbed him in the neck with a needle.
Just killed him.
Be like, I'll suck you dry, and stab him in the neck. Pull the end out of the needle so it just shoots blood. Because everyone's blood pressure in this movie is 200 over 150.
Yeah.
Everyone's just a blood
She should have very quickly been like, oh, hold on, I gotta go check something. I'll be right back. Security. Like, no, she sat there way too long with this guy.
Yeah.
Even after he shows, I carved my name into your arm. Do you like it? She's like,
other way around.
What?
He carved her name into his arm.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is he did that. I wasn't doing it.
I carved your name into my arm.
Yeah. Even after he does that, she's like, I guess I want to take blood still. Like, no, get the fuck out of there, you dummy.
I guess I'll still take your blood.
Oh boy, so
this is really valuable magic. And you find out it's magic blood.
Yeah.
In the beginning, the teacher's like, oh, he has 100 times more antibodies than any other blood sample that we ever had.
Which, like, why is he going to a teaching hospital and not, like, a real, like, scientific laboratory where they're, like, actually, like, can study this? Like, no, just give it to some fucking student. Oh boy, that's idiotic. So idiotic, yeah.
So now they go to the party and they're hanging out, and now she has to go downstairs into the morgue to pick up very small kegs of beer.
Yeah, it was kind of funny they were keeping them in like the
tiny, like where they keep the bodies. They're keeping them in the freezer.
Yeah, it was kind of funny that they're putting them in there.
And they have very tiny kegs of beer, and she goes downstairs, and one guy is hiding underneath one of the sheets and jumps up, and that was like one of the halfway decent jump scares.
Yeah, and we were even talking over it, and I kind of like jumped a little bit.
Yeah.
And we were talking over it.
And,
but like,
so she gets the kegs, and she's leaving with the second keg.
Because now there's two people in there. So he gets one keg on a hand cart and carts it away, and she gets the other one and starts carting it away.
And then Creepy McCreeperson.
Yeah, his name is Max.
Comes in.
Creepy McCreeperson or Magic Blood Man.
Or zombie rapist.
Yeah, zombie rapist.
Because here's where he tries to attempts to rape Zoe.
Yeah.
Very graphically, like licks the side of her face, and it's very creepy and weird.
It's upsetting.
And
he rips her shirt open, and that's why we were
rips her shirt open, and then we were like, oh, never mind. Damn it, now it's not funny.
Yeah, it's tasteless.
I mean, we're pretty tasteless in most parts of the movies, but
yeah.
But I'm not going to make rape jokes.
If you're going to make a movie, unless your movie is very, very, very good, and the rape is very, very important to the plot and well deserved, don't put rape in fucking movies. It doesn't need to happen. It's always bad. This is just a PSA for filmmakers. Unless your movie is a perfect 10 out of 10 and it's amazing, don't put rape in it. It makes everyone uncomfortable and no one likes it. It's bad.
I mean, there's one or two movies where it works. Last House on the Left, it works. Because that's the whole plot of the movie.
Okay. I mean, it's technically the plot of this movie.
Well, but I mean, Last House on the Left, the whole plot is... So, the plot of Last House on the Left is there's like 3 escaped criminals, and they rape this girl in the woods.
Oh, yeah.
And then they end up going to a house that's down the road from where they raped this girl to...
Yeah, she goes and kills them or whatever.
Well, yeah, they go to this house to like get shelter from this storm that's going on.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's her parents, like that's her house.
Oh, okay.
And she gets back, and then her parents like murder the 3 rapists.
Oh, cool.
So like in that it makes sense.
Yeah.
In this movie, I mean,
we didn't need it. He could have just been obsessed with it.
He could have just been a creepy obsessed guy.
Yeah.
Because now it feels like the whole plot of him, like as a zombie, spoiler alert for what's coming up soon,
but,
is that
his whole motivation
as
a zombie
is that he wants to rape this woman.
That's it. That's what his thing is, and that's so awkward to have in a movie.
His whole thing as a zombie, let me remind you, is that he wants to rape this woman.
Yeah, it is so stupid. Don't put that in your movie.
No.
Like, seriously, keep rape out of movies, please. It always fucking sucks when they do it. Because they think it's, like, edgy and maybe, like, I don't know. Alright, let's get off the rape now.
Yeah, so we've got to be very delicate with this rape.
Yes. As we were watching it, there's a lot of, like, rape stuff going on, and I was like... I said the exact phrase, alright, we gotta be delicate about this rape, which sounds very bad. But I meant, like, when we talk about it, we need to make sure we're not, like, really... poorly talking about it. So let's get off it. It's bad.
So the zombie... Well, not a zombie at this point. But Max tries to rape this woman, and then the big fat guy gets up.
Yeah.
And bites him in the neck. Why is the big fat guy a zombie?
I have no idea.
They never explained what caused zombies.
No.
Was this big fat guy the first zombie?
I assumed the Magic Blood Man was going to be the first zombie.
That's what I imagined too.
Yeah, because
was that like sense. She was going to like stab him in the neck or like kill him or something, and then he was going to turn into the first zombie.
Yeah, like
that's what I figured.
That would have made sense.
It was the big fat guy.
Just for no reason.
Does H1N1 create zombies?
It did. You don't remember that? That's why it was such a big virus. because it created zombies.
Shit, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, like
I must have been drunk all through 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, we were like around 21 then, so we were probably both drunk through the whole
H1N1 the entire H1N1 crisis. I was just hammered drunk during the whole zombie apocalypse.
It would make so much more sense. They set up this man has a crazy magic blood. It could have easily been like, well, he's
the first zombie.
No, and this man is at a medical facility where they have dissected him and have gone through him.
Yeah.
They wouldn't be like, oh, something is weird. No, he's just a zombie. So stupid. I mean, it's kind of funny that it's just like the random guy. It's not like the magic blood man we set up.
So she runs into the party.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, they're alive.
Yeah.
And then zombies burst through the door and just start killing everyone. Yeah. And she runs away and
the first one is
climbs out the window. Yeah, the teacher has just like a bite on her face.
And she's got like her head down to like Professor whatever, and then she like flips her hair out of her face to show that she's a zombie. I'm like, God, fuck you. The zombie wants to reveal itself. And she does
like a sexy Justin Bieber hair
flip.
Yeah,
it's exactly like what Justin Bieber would do. Like flips her hair out of her eyes, and then instead of being an annoying little asshole, she is a zombie.
But also an annoying little asshole.
Yeah.
So
I would classify zombies as annoying.
Yeah, it's just an annoyance. A mild annoyance.
You're so annoying, zombies.
So, the party gets attacked and kind of like ripped apart, and she escapes out the window, and one of her friends, like her main friend, gets attacked and like thrown down on a table.
Yeah.
And she gets bitten, and then it zooms in like really close to her closed eye, and then her eye opens, and it's all red.
Her eye's about to open. And then it opens, it's all red.
It zooms further into the eye, and then it comes up with the title. Yeah. And then it fast forwards to 5 years later. Yeah. So the movie starts 4 hours before the events of the zombie apocalypse. Or starts 4 hours after the start of the zombie apocalypse. Yeah. Then rewinds 4 hours before. And goes through this whole thing. And then flash forwards 5 years later. Where then she like fills in all the blanks. Zoe's at this facility. And she's like, oh, I live in a bunker and I work for the CDC. But we haven't heard from the CDC in like months. And we also haven't heard from any survivors in like a year, and blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, we should mention she's foreign.
Yeah,
we guessed she was foreign by her acting and her accent. It's very not American.
But the thing is that she's foreign, but she's British.
Yes, she's British. They should have listened to her speak and been like, "Oh, she can't do an American accent. It sounds like
maybe she's got like a real shitty like Cockney accent though."
But like,
maybe she's got like the low class British accent.
But like, even if you're
oi, governor,
I would much rather her talk like that.
Oi, governor, there's zombies.
Even if you have a Cockney accent, you could probably do like a London accent better, you know, or like a
probably
like Southern English accent. There's no reason for her to speak this poorly. It's like impossible to hear what she's saying half the time because she's like, and then the zombies is talking the word. I'm an American.
Yeah,
and I'm
she
whispering.
like mumbles.
I'm sorry, I just realized
she mumbles through the entire movie, and it's very hard to understand her.
And a lot of
I'm just looking through the character list, and a lot of people in this movie have crazy names. Like, their character names are crazy. They're the actors' names, but, like, there's somebody named Alphonse.
Okay. When was this movie made?
And you got Baca.
Baca, yeah.
Yeah, Baca, Alphonse, Savin.
Savin?
Yeah, Savin is one of the people's names.
Are these, like, all, like, foreign names that...
Then you have, like, Jeff. That's a normal name.
But that's, like...
They're like, let's get a stereotypical white man name.
Jeff sounds, like, very, like... What's an American name?
What's an American white person name?
The director seemed like he was...
Well, the director is Hector Hernandez.
Yeah, so maybe this is like a foreign-produced movie, or foreign written or something that they tried to adapt for an American audience? I don't know. It's just there's so much bizarre shit in this movie.
Oh, well, they filmed it in Bulgaria.
Okay.
So, that might explain why there's,
Yeah, maybe that's why the sets are so bad. Like, do they have... Like, they had to quickly make, like, shitty sets in Bulgaria, or does...
Also, they spent $8 million to make this movie. I feel like $8 million in Bulgaria is like making a movie with, like, $200 billion in the United States.
How much does it cost to make movies in Bulgaria?
I feel like $25.
Yeah.
It's Bulgaria. I feel like I could buy the country of Bulgaria for, like,
$100. I can't think of any movie that's been made in Bulgaria. I literally know nothing about Bulgaria, other than its, like, approximate location.
I don't even
not
know
in America.
I don't know. It's not in America, and I feel like
it's like Eastern.
I feel like it's somewhere near Hungary.
Yeah, it's around there.
But I couldn't even probably point out Hungary on a map, honestly. If I was looking at it.
I don't know.
I mean, if it had the countries' names on it, I could probably
point it out. Yeah. But like,
I could point out.
Here it is, the one that says Hungary.
But if there was just like a map with just all the Eastern European countries on it, I probably couldn't point them out because they all look the same.
There's a lot of like little countries that it gets...
Liechtenstein and all that weird shit.
I think Liechtenstein's more Central European.
I don't know.
I keep talking very quietly. I don't know why. Whatever, let's get off this Bulgaria talk.
Yeah, so it was filmed in Bulgaria.
We're going to insult all our Bulgarian listeners.
We've had nobody listen from Bulgaria.
Oh, okay, then fuck you, Bulgaria. Listen to our goddamn podcast.
We're going to make fun of you until you listen, Bulgaria.
Yeah. Is that one of the places they were talking about filming The Hobbit when there was that New Zealand controversy?
Was it? Is Bulgaria look like New Zealand?
I don't know. I think they were like talking about doing it in Eastern Europe because there was like a controversy during the Hobbit filming because like they weren't paying the actors well because it was New Zealand and not like the UK or America. I think it was around there, so maybe they do have like a sort of Hollywood type place. I don't know, maybe
it's like Bollywood. They should film this in India. Make it a crazy.
I would love it if this was a Bollywood movie. That'd be great. That'd be fun.
There'd be crazy dancing and singing.
That'd be fun at least. Yeah.
So
let's not talk about Bulgaria.
We flash forward 5 years later. She's living in this bunker. And there's a little girl that's sick, and she has some sort of virus.
Oh, yeah.
Forget what it was, but it's like, not important.
I don't remember the name, but it is like a serious virus.
Yeah, and the important thing is that they didn't have the medicine to treat it.
And it's highly contagious.
But she was like, I know where the medicine is, and it's at the medical college. Where I went to school, and I just so happen to remember the combination from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You would think she would remember a lot different stuff. I can't remember my locker combination from high school from 5 years ago.
It wasn't 5 years ago, though.
That's true.
5 years from in the future, I'm sure we didn't remember it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure I didn't remember my locker combo.
And, like, pharmacy is more important, but, like...
But she's like, I remember the combination to get into the vault.
Seems like maybe you would have forgotten. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
You would have forgotten at that
sure.
point. But whatever, that's just...
So she's like, I remember the combination, but it's outside of our normal search zone. And the lieutenant that's in charge, Miguel, he comes off as a bit of a dick at first.
Yeah, we really don't like him at first.
But later on, I understand, because Zoe is a stupid fucking bitch.
She keeps fucking up
She
so
fucks
badly.
up and gets tons of people fucking killed. So I understand why he's a dick, because I think that before this, she just consistently fucks everything up.
Yeah.
She's the only doctor in this place.
There might have been another one.
But like I was saying to Casey, I was like, she's not even a doctor.
Yeah, she's a med student.
She hasn't graduated, so she's not a doctor.
Yeah, she might have most of the knowledge, but, you know.
I mean, she probably knows better than I do how to treat a disease.
Not better than me, though.
But, yeah, probably not better than you with all your plant knowledge. She probably doesn't know any better.
I heal you with my plant magic. This is now a D&D podcast.
Plant magic.
I don't even know.
+7 to plant magic.
But yeah, like, so at first she's like, listen. At first we're on her side, because she's like, listen, even though she is annoying to listen to, because she's a bad actress, and also you can barely understand her. But she's like, okay, this is a highly contagious disease. We need the medicine, or it's going to spread, and people are going to die. Plus, I mean, she didn't take anything, but they might as well get all the medicine they can.
Yeah.
we'll talk about that.
So,
so this makes sense. Like, we need medicine or else it's going to spread. It's not just one little girl who might die. It might be everyone because they're in this contained area. And that's how diseases spread.
So he was like, yeah, fine.
So he's like, oh, he's been a dick at first. And we're like, okay, relax, dude. This makes sense. And then he lets her go.
So he lets her go and he's like, oh, you're going to be on a team and it's going to be led by so-and-so, blah, 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 blah. And so they leave the bunker.
Yes.
In these Humvees, which we thought were Humvees at first.
Yeah.
Until later on. So they're in these Humvees, and the one breaks down, and they're like, oh, there's no fluid, there's no coolant getting through the radiator, because there's a blockage in the radiator, and it overheats, and it breaks down in the middle of the road, and they're like in the woods, and there's sunshine out, and they're like, oh, we're not going to be able to see any rotters, that's what they call zombies in this movie, until they get close to us, and I was looking around, and I was like, until they're right on top of us. I'm looking around, and I was like, yeah, it's woods, but you could see fairly well.
It wasn't like the densest of forests.
Like if something was walking through there, I would be able to see it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It wasn't like you were surrounded by brick walls.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen like forests and jungles that are like super dense that you can't see more than a foot Like, but this is not that. This is like just normal woods that you could see for like 100 feet, 200 feet, like easily. And also, they get out of the car and are immediately like yelling to each other.
Yeah, like, go, go, go!
They're like, all right, everyone, keep looking around. Like, shut the fuck up. You're trying to be discreet because they're zombies, and we know zombies are attracted to sounds, I think. And
it takes the woman that is fixing the truck hours.
Yeah.
Because now it's nighttime by the time she gets the truck fixed. And I'm sitting there, and I said to Casey, I was like, I know how I could fix this in, like, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just link the upper and lower radiator hoses together. I'm like, it wouldn't be the ideal situation because you wouldn't have proper cooling, but it's enough to get you to the college and probably back.
Interesting animal facts. I mentioned that when he was going over that. I'm like, cars and guns are your animal facts for you.
It's true. So they eventually get it fixed, and zombies are coming out of the woods by the time they get it fixed.
It's a full moon, so you can see very well.
They just hear the zombies.
Yeah.
They start freaking out. Then they get in the Jeeps. What I would have done by this point, I would have been like, let's just all climb in one Humvee.
Yeah.
And drive away that way. Yeah, just cram in.
Okay.
Sit on some dude's laps.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's
not weird.
Yeah, it's not. It's fine.
So you cram all in, and then head over to the college and figure it out.
Way safer.
Yeah, and then go back to the other Humvee when you have the parts to fix it, and fix it on the road, and then get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, so they decide to fix it. They finally get to the college.
For a second.
Yeah. They finally get to the college. They pull up out front, and the one Humvee on the back says Hummer. And I was like, well, that was just a civilian Hummer that they painted to look like a military Humvee. Because in the beginning, they're smashing glass and like pulling people out of windows.
Like easily like smashing glass. Like it explodes.
Like smashing like car windows and pulling people out.
Yeah.
And Casey's like, oh, one zombie runs up and like smashes into the glass, but doesn't do anything to the Humvee glass at all. Just makes it like bloody and dirty.
Yeah.
And Casey's like, oh, I wonder if it's bulletproof glass. And I was looking, and I was like, well, there's no like armor plating on this Humvee at all. So I doubt that it would have. I would doubt that it has bulletproof windows at this point. And then when they pull up, it just says Hummer on the back. I was like, well, that's not a military Humvee. That's just a Hummer.
And when she gets out, the one who Zoe's the one who's like the zombie runs up and like gets blood all over the window. She gets out and her window's perfectly clean.
Yep.
Like, oh man.
Well, they need to wash it before they bring it back to the rental place because you never see these Humvees ever again after.
No, yeah. Then it's just like go-karts. But like they don't have like the foresight to be like, oh, we have to, like, make sure the continuity is working. I don't know. Whatever. That stuff always bugs me.
I
know most people don't care about it.
But that's why we review these movies.
That's true.
Because we have eyes for details.
Eyes for thighs.
Eyes for the details.
Yes, eyes for details.
No, not thighs. You just almost said it again.
I wanted to say it again.
Eyes for details. Eyes for thighs.
Yeah. So they get to the medical school and they're like... they're going through. They go to the pharmacy that she knows the code to. Opens it up, and she's like, "Okay, we need this and this," and they take a few things. It's a pharmacy full of medicine.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, there's vaccines over there. We have antibiotics over here. Take vaccines and then grab antibiotics." But like Casey said, it's filled with everything.
There's so much stuff. Take it all.
They take like 3 duffel bags worth of shit, but not nearly enough.
Backpacks,
not nearly enough.
Not like huge duffel bags. It's like. Throw some shit in the backpacks and let's get out. Take everything.
Yeah.
You need medicine, or you're going to have to come back eventually. You're going to just cure this one disease and hope nothing else happens?
That's what I would do.
Yes, it makes perfect sense.
Just cure one disease and that's it.
No, that makes not perfect sense.
Just cure one thing and be like, oh, well, hopefully this never happens again.
It would have taken an extra 5 minutes to be like, here's a big duffel bag, swipe everything into it, like swipe it off the shelf, right into the duffel bag, and get the fuck out of there.
And then,
but whatever.
And then they leave the door open, which was another thing that I wouldn't have done. I would have closed that door and locked it back up in case I needed to go back there again.
Sure.
Because they're like, oh, we haven't seen any other survivors. How do you know there's not people like me being a dick out there, just like going around murdering people and taking the stuff that they want?
You would go to hospitals and just destroy the medicine, just for fun.
Probably.
No one can use this now.
I would take some medicine that I needed and then destroy the rest of it. Light the rest of it on fire so no one could have it.
And then just paint a sign that says, fuck you, sick.
Fuck you, sick people. And they'd be like, God damn it. I'd sign my name to it.
And they'd be like, Mike again? God damn it.
It's that Mike again. That asshole burning all the medicine. goddamn villain.
You would have like you would be a super villain in the apocalypse.
Oh, that's all I'm waiting for to be a super villain. It's the zombie apocalypse.
Just fucking with people, like going to places and like shitting on like loaves of bread. Like, eat up, fuckheads.
Hope you enjoyed dysentery. Whatever I can't use, just destroying it for everyone else so they can't have it.
Oh, I love it.
It's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, I believe it. Oh, man, what else would you do? I want to think of all the things you would do.
We should have a podcast one time where we just talk about everything that we would do with the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, we could do that. I would try to survive and help people, and you would shit on bread.
Specifically, that's what I'd do. Yeah. Shit on bread.
Oh, I love it. I would help people. Who am I kidding?
Light medicine on fire.
Open up every bottle of water and put a little piss in it.
No, just open up every bottle of water, just pour it on the ground, so you can't drink it at all. Because you can drink piss. You can't
Fair enough.
You can't drink nothing.
Pour out all the water and then just fill one water bottle with piss.
Yes, these are all the things I would do.
Thirsty? Mike again.
First thing I would do is, as soon as I found out the apocalypse was going on, go to the hospital and just burn all the medicine. No one's getting help today.
Just smash it all on the ground and just write across the wall.
I'm heading to the hospital to go do that now.
Like a 90s,
just in
like
case.
A 90s Joker.
Yeah, like the Mark Hamill cartoon Joker.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
So they go to the hospital. Nobody had smashed it all on the ground, and they wrote "ha ha ha" on the walls. Unfortunately,
that would be so good.
So now they're leaving, and they pass the lab where she was working in the beginning of the movie. And without saying anything, she's at the back of the line, without being like, "Hey guys, give me one more minute. I got to go grab something in here." Because she just disappears into the side room.
She like stops and watches them walk away for a little bit, and then goes into the side room
to get pictures. Which, okay, like Casey was saying, they might be dicks about her stopping to get a picture, but you tell her to stop, and you go, "Oh," you grab them, and they're like, "Oh, what the hell?" Then you just be like, "Oh, well, I'm on these pictures."
Yeah,
and that's it.
That'd be fine.
She grabs some pictures, grabs some unmarked pills in a bottle.
With no reason why.
Picks up ammonia.
Yeah, she picks up ammonia, which like very clearly was like they showed the word ammonia, so I was like, all right, how's that gonna come back?
And then it comes back later in, and it's dumb, and that's not even how ammonia works.
Yeah, it's so like shoved in there.
We'll get into it later, but so they're there, and then they keep cutting back to a view of in a closet. Like a closet. It's like a first person view.
Yeah.
And it's somebody like watching her. And he busts out of the closet, and it turns out it's Creepy Max as a zombie now.
Yes.
And she shoots at him a little bit, and then runs into the hallway.
Yeah.
I thought she realized who he was at first.
Yeah, me too.
She did not realize who he was until eventually he gets to the bunker.
Yeah, yeah.
And grabs her.
In the best, that's...
I thought she realized who he was immediately.
Yeah.
Because he looked like a zombie version of Creepy Max.
Yeah, it looked like
If she remembers... First off, earlier in the movie, she's going to have sex with her boyfriend, and she's having rape flashbacks.
Yeah, she's having, nightmares.
So, obviously, she would remember what this guy looks like.
Yeah, if this is burned into her brain, and she mentions later, it's...
Like it's a traumatic experience. Yeah. I understand that. So you would think you would remember what the guy looks like.
Yeah, it'd be kind of hard to forget.
This zombie comes out, and he looks like Max, just with a big, weird mouth,
crazy,
like a Muppet mouth.
Muppet mouth. It is so
It's like a Muppet baby mouth.
It's so stupid looking that it's both gross and stupid. So every time you see him, you can't take him seriously. No. He looks dumb.
He looks like he needs chapstick, because his lips are all chapped.
Yeah.
And then his mouth is all, big and weird, like a Muppet baby.
Yeah.
I refuse to say regular Muppets, because I only acknowledge Muppet babies as the only real Muppets.
You're a Muppet baby purist.
Yes, Muppet baby purist. So, he has his big, dumb Muppet baby mouth.
She shoots at him and he kind of dodges.
Yeah, he dodges it. So he's got Matrix powers.
So we kind of get there's something different about him because of his blood.
And he chases her out to the hallway and she drops something off of her arm, like an armband or something. And he picks it up and smells it all creepily.
And I was like,
and then gets this weird creepy smile on his face.
And I was like, he's gonna fucking track her through her scent.
And because of the gunshots, all the other zombies are drawn into the area.
Yeah.
Eventually, they get into the Humvees. The main guy gets eaten.
Yeah.
The guy, while they're in the Humvees, they're talking about, they're like, what do you miss? Like, what foods do you miss? And they get to him, and they're like, oh, what do you miss? And he goes, I miss people shutting the fuck up.
Yeah, like, well, you're not a dick.
And
he was like the head of that
guy
expedition.
that gets eaten.
Yeah.
And so they get into the Humvees, they get back to the thing.
So it's her fault he got eaten.
Yeah, and Luigi, or whatever the head guy's name is, Miguel.
Oh, Miguel. Wait, hold on. I wanted to mention a scene we forgot. When they're first walking into the hospital, you know, it's like slow, and it's supposed to be spooky.
Oh, the mouse! Yes, the mouse!
So they hear a noise, like a loud, I don't remember how loud
it was. Like a pretty loud noise.
It sounded like something like banging
It was
around.
like a clanging noise.
Yeah. So they all turn around and shine a flashlight on this shitty little CGI mouse, and it's just like, meek, 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 meek. And I'm like, fuck you that they heard that. The phrase quiet as a mouse is a phrase for a reason. Mice aren't that loud.
Well, no, you say someone's as quiet as a mouse when they're really loud.
Yeah,
isn't that how that works?
It's like an ironic.
Yeah, it's like oh, you're as quiet as a mouse.
Oh, boy.
Like you're... Like
Einstein over here is quiet as a mouse.
Yeah, like, oh, shorty, and it's some big, tall, lanky guy.
Exactly. But, like, the CGI was so fucking dumb.
It was bad.
It looked like a 1990s CGI mouse on, like, a kid's cartoon.
This movie, by the way, came out in 2018.
Yes, oh yeah, it's a new movie. It
came out this year. It came out January of 2018.
Yeah, you can go to Petco and buy a mouse for 99 cents, I think. Just buy a mouse. Like, I don't know. It's just so dumb. All the CG is so bad in this.
The CG is very bad in this.
It's really bad.
So they get back to the bunker.
Yeah.
And Miguel is like, what the hell? You guys were supposed to be back, like, a ton of time ago. You guys are super late.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we ran into some car trouble. And they're like, and then the main guy that was on the mission got killed.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? And Casey's like, well, he's like, yeah, well, they sacrificed one guy to save a little girl. And I was like, that's not a very good trade-off in this thing, because they sacrificed one soldier who knows how to fight for a little useless girl.
Well, I did bring up then, you know, if the disease is contagious.
That's why I said just kill the little girl.
Well, other people...
And then write ha 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 on the wall. And write Mike underneath it. Ha ha ha. I murdered this little girl. Mike the dick. Ha ha ha. And
but no, she said before, like, it's contagious and other people are going to get it, so...
Yeah, so... But while this is going on, they look underneath the Humvee, and there's the zombie Max hanging on the bottom of the Humvee, looking like a crazy person. And then he lets go, because one guy's coming over to check the Humvees. Yeah. Apparently they've had problems with zombies hung onto the bottom of the Humvee before, it seems like.
I guess.
And he lets go and rolls into, like, the bushes. Yeah. And he's, like, hiding in the bushes now. Like he's a commando.
It is so dumb. Like, they should have all seen him, or half of them should have seen him, because they're, like, looking in his direction, and he just, like, skitters off into the woods, like... You would have seen him.
For sure you would have.
Oh, it's so dumb. So
he skitters off in the woods, and now is watching children play in the woods.
Yeah.
He's in the woods, and children are playing, like, soccer. In the thing, they now have the medicine, they go inside. He's watching these children play. One of the kids kicks the soccer ball into the woods and goes to go get it. An announcement comes over the loudspeaker outside that says, oh, all residents return inside the bunker.
Yeah.
It was like shift change or whatever.
Yeah.
For like the guards. So they're like, oh, everybody has to go back inside the bunker while we do shift change because it's not safe for.
I don't think they said that though. I think they just said everyone would go inside.
Yeah, the soldier said it was shift change.
Yeah. But so the announcement just says everyone go inside. And the kid who has grown up in the zombie apocalypse just ignores it and stays outside.
Yeah, he stays outside in the woods looking for the ball.
Yeah.
And
if you're a little kid in this world, you're afraid, and you're, like, gonna listen to what adults fucking say.
And so you're waiting for this kid to get murdered by Max.
Yeah.
But instead, a soldier touches him and, like, grabs him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like, didn't you hear the announcement for shift change? And the kid's like, yeah, but I lost my ball. And he's like, I'll look for it.
Yeah.
And the kid runs inside.
Just get it later.
To which the soldier finds the ball within, like, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That kid was either really, really dumb or blind.
Kids are dumb.
Could have been a blind child, too, I guess.
Why was he looking for it then? Why weren't the other kids looking for it?
Well, I mean, you can't single people out for their differences.
That's true.
Gotta let the blind kid look for balls sometimes.
Hey, blind kid, go look for the ball, you asshole. What can't you guys just do to be so much easier? No, you do it. Fuck you.
No, you're handy capable. So, the blind kid's looking for the ball, and so the soldier now finds the ball within, like, 30 seconds, goes to go get it, and he gets attacked by Max.
And screams!
And screams really loud. Yeah. Nobody hears it. No. And now Max, they're closing the doors.
Kid is 5 feet away.
Oh, yeah, the kid's not far.
Yeah.
Now they're closing the doors to the bunker. And Max comes, like, running in, looking like a crazy, like, gorilla man.
Like, no one's looking at the doors of the closing bunker.
He runs inside and then, like, hides behind a truck.
It's so comical.
And then a guy and he's, like, peeking around the truck.
Yeah.
And then a guy comes over by the truck and he disappeared. And Casey's like, how's he going to kill this guy silently?
Yeah.
I thought Max was going to start killing people to, like, build up, like, a zombie army to destroy this bunker.
Sure.
Not what it was.
No.
Because he's motivated by rape.
That's his only motivation.
We figured it out from here. So now he runs and climbs into the overhead vents.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's still, like, a bunch of people in this big open area.
Yeah, and he climbs into the overhead vents, and is now just crawling around in the vents, and he takes out the armband and smells it again.
Yeah, like he's a dog.
I'm gonna find her.
Somehow he has, like, two-dimensional smelling, where he can, like, locate, like, which direction a smell's coming from. Humans can't do that.
No. So he starts, like...
And, like, he's moving, and he says how he's, like, a TV dinner... And then...
he's moving. He goes, oh, come to California. Have a few laughs.
He's going through the vent. And you could have him, like, gently moving so he's not making a noise. But he's walking with his fucking fist like a gorilla. And it's like, dong, 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 dong.
And we're this vent was gigantic.
Yeah, we're like, that would be so fucking loud. Everyone would hear this.
This vent was huge.
Yeah.
The vent was enough to almost fit... like a small car through.
It was pretty...
It was gigantic.
I wouldn't say that big. But yeah, it was pretty big.
It's big enough to put like a smart car into.
Almost.
Almost big enough. They go through and they do the... he's crawling through the vents and making all this fucking noise. And finally he finds Zoe.
Yeah.
But doesn't do anything when he first finds her. He just kind of creepily looks at her. Then she kisses her boyfriend, Baka.
Yeah, I think.
And they kiss, and then he, like, freaks out.
Like,
gets all mad.
Which is very, very
funny.
Making
more noise. And so then a janitor guy, who is the Charlie from Always Sunny in Philadelphia of this bunker.
This is so good.
If you've never seen Always Sunny, watch that show immediately.
Yeah.
But he's the Charlie of the bunker because he goes, it's those damn rats again.
Yeah.
And climbs up in the vent with like a hammer to smash these rats.
So he's going to climb around the vents looking for rats to smash. Instead of like...
the rats.
That's what he's doing. He's climbing around the vent to smash the rats.
Somebody was like, you know what? They watched Always Sunny and they're like, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
We'll have a man that climbs around and smashes rats in this movie.
It's so stupid. Like, put a trap in the vent. They're in the vent. It's fine. Put a trap in the warehouse where they, like, mentioned earlier.
Nope,
like,
smash some of those rat mashing.
He's got a little hammer. He's got to go smash them.
So he climbs in the vent to go smash these rats, and sure enough...
He climbs for a long way.
That's where Max is.
Yeah.
And he comes up and kills this man. And now it cuts to, like, breakfast or lunch or something. And the lieutenant comes up because there's like this line, and the lieutenant comes up and he's like, "Why the fuck's the line so long?"
Like, calm down.
He's like, "These people have to get to work detail."
Yeah.
So they come over and
I couldn't tell if you were pausing because of the helicopter or not.
I was because I was like, "What the fuck is that noise?"
Pausing and then you weren't.
There's a helicopter flying overhead. Zombie apocalypse might be going on. I got to get to the hospital, smash some medicine. Alright guys, that's the end of the episode. I'm running to the hospital, smash
we got shit to do.
I gotta shit on some bread and smash some medicine.
Oh boy.
We
What? Oh yeah.
What were we talking about? So he's just being a bit of a dick. Like, and the cook is like, "Oh well, I would have gotten done earlier, but whatever the janitor's name was, Charlie Day was supposed to come and fix the oven, but he hasn't. So now the lieutenant goes over to his girlfriend or wife or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, tell your boyfriend to come over here and fix the oven as soon as possible." And then he goes back to the other guy and he goes, "And hurry up!"
Yeah.
So.
And I mentioned, like...
She goes...
I'm sure they have shit to do, but, like, the main thing you would be doing 5 years into the apocalypse is trying to stave off boredom. They're not going to have that much to do.
No. Maybe there's a lot of upkeep for this bunker.
I'm sure there's some, but I'm sure there's a lot of boredom they're trying to...
Maybe they have, like, somebody that just turns a crank all day. Well, you have the one guy that just sits there all day and makes an announcement over the radio. Yeah. There's one guy that, instead of having an automated announcement... like broadcasting out on radio frequencies, he just sits there and he goes
all day. Apparently,
all day. He just sits there and goes, "Does anybody read us?
Yeah.
Blah 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 bunker. Does anybody read us? Blah 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 blah."
And it stops and
it
does
stops,
it again.
And then does it again. That's just he sits there all day. And
you would lose your mind.
Oh yeah, I would kill myself probably immediately.
Yeah. Well, how are you gonna shit on all the sandwiches?
Well, no. Well, I'm saying if that was my job, I'm not gonna have that job because I'm gonna make everybody eat shit sandwiches. That's my goal.
Oh, we gotta make this movie. We gotta get big enough to get a Patreon going for making this movie.
To make a movie of
Mike the Dick in the zombie apocalypse.
Mike the Dick in the zombie apocalypse.
I'll have to think of a better name than Mike the Dick. Although that is kind of funny.
So,
supervillains in the apocalypse.
So his girlfriend goes to go find him.
Yeah.
And she goes inside his office and sees there's blood dripping out of the vent.
Which he was so far away from the entrance of the vent.
You forget how blood works.
Oh yeah, I did.
It shoots like a fire hydrant.
But he's also right there.
Yeah, he is.
So he must have. So he crawls 50 feet or whatever through the vents.
And she just keeps touching the blood.
The blood's dripping, and she's just holding her hand under it,
and rubbing her hand on the blood. And instead of going, you know what? Let me go get somebody because there's blood coming out of this vent. She opens up the vent, and his dead body with no face falls out.
I laughed so hard.
And then she goes, ah! And runs away. And then Max the zombie, punches her in the face as she's running down the hallway and drags her off into, this back room.
Yeah.
I assume to rape her. Because that seems to be his main motivation.
But just with Zoe.
It's not proven. It's not proven who he's down with.
Well, he's obsessed with Zoe.
Well, yeah. He's
obsessed.
We don't know what he did in that back room where he dragged this woman off screaming.
Is that the lady? That's not the mother of the girl.
No, different.
So he seems to just be killing them, not turning them.
Yeah.
Except he turns one person into a zombie later and then kills her. We'll talk about that when we get there.
He did do that, yeah.
So stupid.
So he does that.
He kills her, and I don't even remember what happens next.
Then he finds Zoe in the hallway and runs after her and grabs her. Well, runs after her. Corners her in the hallway. She hits an alarm button. He gets corners her in the hallway and rolls up his sleeve to show her that says Zoe on his arm, and she goes, Max? And then he runs at her and picks her up and slams her up against the wall and gets real close, he's gonna lick her face. And then they shoot him.
Yeah.
The three military guys get there. They shoot him and knock him down. And she's like, "No, wait! You can't kill him. I need him for my research. We have to capture him alive." They throw a net over him.
There's a net just right there.
And they chain him to a wall with really loose restraints.
He's got
he can move a good amount. He can move his arms enough that he gets him in his pockets.
Yeah. He can just hang out and he could just lean against the wall with his hands in his pockets if he wanted. He's got way too much free range. They should have him completely immobilized.
For sure.
Especially since she's taking his blood.
Well, yeah. So they chain him up. Now the Miguel comes in. He's like, "What the fuck? Kill this zombie!
Yeah.
We can't have a live zombie in here." She's like, "I need it for research. I think I'll be able to cure the zombie virus with it." Blah 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 blah.
Or make a vaccine.
So we don't turn. And he's like, "No, I want it killed." And then the wife of the guy who gets killed in the beginning of the movie comes in. And she's like, "If she thinks that she can do it, we should give her a chance." Blah blah blah.
Yeah, because my husband would be alive.
At this point,
fights didn't turn you.
I'm agreeing with Miguel.
Yeah.
At this point, this woman's making terrible, dumb decisions.
I get why she's trying to make this vaccine. Whatever, it kind of makes sense. Even though typically people don't get bitten, they just get fucking massacred. But I get making a vaccine would be really important. But so I get why she's no, and he's I get it. Later on, it's just insane how bad she is. Yeah, it gets bad.
So he's like, fine. So she goes and she draws his blood at one point, and Max licks her face. Zombie Max licks her face with his zombie tongue.
It is disgusting brown.
And it's fucking weird. Eventually, Miguel finds out that he has her name carved on his arm, and he's he mistakes that for that it's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm doing it all wrong. I should be carving my girlfriend's name into my arm.
Yeah, get a knife.
I'm going to do it right now and do it live on air.
Yeah, you'll get to listen to him.
So
I'd like to watch that. Jerk off.
Weird.
Hey, don't judge me, man.
It's no judge zone. No Judge Reinhold zone. I'm gonna take you to court. We'll yell at each other across the thing. So, she draws his blood, and she's like, oh, now I need zombie, like, live zombie virus to be able to see if this is going to work. So they come up with this crazy concept of that they're going to let zombies in one by one, this giant gate.
It's like 10 feet. It's like 2 gates that are both like 10 feet long. They're huge.
And then they're going to suck the zombie juice out of their brains.
Yeah.
So the first time they do it...
You've already seen like zombies and they're pressed up against the fence like... You can easily just go and stick it in their heads and pull it out. But nope, they decide to let them in one at a time.
Now,
so instead of like parking a truck up next to the gate,
just have people holding it.
So like it can only open up enough for one zombie. Just have like 2 guys holding it.
Yeah, they have 2 guys holding it back.
15 zombies,
and they're like, "Oh, only let one in." So they let one in. They shoot it in the kneecaps and they hold it down. And they have like one of those dog catcher rope things that they put around its neck and like hold it to the ground.
To have in a bunker.
And they hold it to the ground. Maybe it was a dog catching bunker.
Yes, one of those infamous dog-catching bunkers.
Military dog-catching bunker.
I forgot about that in that service of, Army, Navy, dog catcher.
Well, there's the Army, the Navy, the Marines, the Air Force, and the dog catchers. Yeah. And then the Coast Guard, and then the Merchant Marines.
And then the bakers. And,
the bakers and the candlestick makers.
The belly achers.
So,
But yeah, so this, so she extract brain fluid from one.
And then they let another one in, and they shoot that one in the knees. They extract the brain fluid.
Yeah.
But instead of locking the gate after the second one, because she's like, I need one more after the first one.
Yeah.
So like they should have let that one through, then locked the gate and called it, and then shot all the zombies that were at the gate and called it a day.
Yeah.
They still hold it up.
Yeah.
And so then they're like, oh, I can't hold it anymore, and the zombies smash through the gate. People get eaten.
Yeah.
They run away. They run back into the bunker. Now Miguel is really pissed off.
Because they did this all behind his back.
Yeah, and I can't blame him for being really pissed off at this point.
Like, he's kind of a dick, and you can tell he's kind of abusing his power, but he is in charge, and
he's like, you got 24 hours.
They do the dumbest fucking thing behind his back. Like, not like, I don't know.
He's like, you got 24 hours to figure out a cure, and then we're shooting the zombie in the head.
Yes.
He's going to shoot Max in the head, and, so she's like, I only have like a certain amount of time to get this done. And now Max starts to talk. He has like the ability to talk.
Yeah. Which is also very hard to hear.
Yeah.
And it's very annoying.
So she goes and at one point they come to like party with her a little bit, and the one woman comes up and like she's standing real close to the zombie, and he grabs her and smashes her head into a wall, and then another guy comes over and like helps like hold the zombie back, and he steals the keys off of his waistband and puts them in his pocket.
Yeah. It's so dumb for that person to have gone that close.
So Zoe's like talking shit to him like while she's doing the testing, and she finds out that his blood kills off the zombie cells.
Yeah. And they established earlier he's like half alive, like half of his body parts are alive.
Because my thing was that if his blood kills off the zombie cells, then he shouldn't be a zombie.
No, he shouldn't be.
It should kill off the zombie cells, and he should be immune.
Yeah.
He should be the only one that's immune to the zombies.
It would make perfect sense.
It would make more sense if he was a creepy fucking weirdo that like snuck into this bunker because he's in love with this girl.
Yeah.
And that would make this movie would make way more sense.
It would make sense. He could have been like, he had a bite mark or whatever, and so she's like, how did he not turn?
Not that he's a zombie.
He's a half zombie. Yeah. They only did it because of it's like basically a reboot of Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
And they wanted to follow it beat for beat, but they just made it dumber.
Yeah, they did make it way dumber, and they added this whole rape subplot, which made it very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't even say subplot. I would say main plot.
The whole rape main plot.
Yeah, pretty much.
So he escapes, and she like runs away. Gets out of the room, closes the door.
This is when it comes back. He is just standing behind her then, and she turns around like, oh, fuck, and then he grabs her, and this is where she just has the ammonia right next to her and smashes him in the face with it.
And smashes him in the face, and it, like, burns his face.
Just, like, happens to have it right there. That's the only
reason.
I don't
think ammonia would burn you.
Ammonia? I think so. We can Google it.
I'll give it a Goog. I'll Google it.
Why don't you Bing it?
I'll have to Google it.
Go to ask Jeeves about it.
Google, take me to Bing. I'm gonna Google Bing.
Google Bing. Okay.
Pull
Bing.
up
What's
Bing,
the first site?
Okay,
I'm
gonna go to
Bing is the first site.
Ask Jeeves.
Okay, we're binging Ask Jeeves. Oh, does Ask Jeeves still work? Oh, cool. All right, Ask Jeeves is still up and running.
And then I'm gonna go to
Ask Jeeves.
Lycos.
Okay, I don't even know what this is. Is this another search engine?
It used to be. It doesn't look like Lycos search engine. Here we go.
We got it?
No, they don't. Lycos isn't up and running anymore.
All right, we gotta just ask Jeeves then.
All right, ask Jeeves.
Does ammonia burn skin?
Does ammonia burn?
Because we gotta find this out. And Jeeves is the only man I trust.
Oh, jeez, this was not the right website to go to.
Okay, whatever.
When a human body is exposed to ammonia, the chemical freeze burns its way into the skin.
Okay.
So it will burn its way into the skin.
I'm going to look up ammonia because that's interesting. Freeze burns? But okay, so... But yeah, that was just... It was so dumb for her to just, like, randomly grab ammonia to then just use later to hit a zombie with. Or a half zombie. Are you reading up? You can't read. We can't read the whole article about ammonia.
Well, I'm not reading it. I'm reading it myself. You keep talking.
Well, we're doing a podcast, and you're the only one who remembers what happens in movies.
Thank you, Ask Jeeves. You scored again.
And this all did really just happen.
Yeah. So
she
we Googled Bing and then Binged Ask Jeeves.
Okay. The insanity's creeping in again. Let's get through this.
So she escapes away from him, runs outside, closes the door. Guys all come in, and the zombie's gone.
Yeah.
Now the little girl that was sick runs out of the one room.
Is this when that happens?
Yeah, because he kidnaps the little girl.
They never re-catch him, right?
No, they never re-catch him.
Okay, so this is close to the end.
Yes.
Okay.
We're almost at the end of this movie at this point.
Yeah.
So the little girl that was sick, that the medicine that she was taking was just milk.
It looked like milk.
It was milk or ammonia. Maybe she was feeding this little girl ammonia.
That's what we speculated. But the little girl made it.
Maybe that's what I'd do. Replace all medicines with ammonia.
Yes!
Mike the Dick.
Mike the Dick strikes again.
Except I'd write that on the bottom of the bottle. So when the bottle was empty, Mike the Dick, they're like, damn it, what did he do?
Oh my god. Oh, we need to make a short film about you being an asshole in the apocalypse.
So,
please get listeners out there, please get all of your friends and family to listen so we can get a big followership so we can get some money to make this movie. That would be so good.
So the little girl runs away, and so they're going to evacuate the base at this point, it seems like.
Yeah.
They're working on evacuating it, because now more zombies are coming in because of the craziness that was happening outside. Because the gate was open.
I don't think they were in the bunker yet, though.
Yeah, they were, because that's why she ran to go get that girl.
Yeah, that's after he captures the girl. Okay, I
don't know. Somehow zombies get in the bunker.
Well,
at some point.
I'll run through this part real quick.
All right, go for it, because this part's hazy.
Yeah, at this point, the shittiness of the movie had lost its charm and was just shitty, and we were, like, bored with it, except for a few funny things. So they're all, the red lights are flashing, they're all, like, supposed to run up to this central area so that they're, like, all secure there. And Zoe remembers, like, oh shit, I gotta go get the little girl. The little girl's also running through the hallway. She then sees her mom, who is a zombie, which must mean that Max turned her into a zombie.
Yes.
So her mom starts chasing her. The mom bites one of the other guys and kills him.
The mom corners the little girl.
Yes.
And Max comes up behind the zombie mom and snaps her neck.
Just snaps her neck.
And then grabs the little girl and, takes her away.
Why create the zombie if you're just going to kill it?
So now, Zoe runs, is following in the trail of what's going on.
Yeah.
Picks up a gun, ends up in, the big motor pool section.
Yeah.
And there's Max there. And he's holding the little girl, hostage. And he's like, you gotta come with... he's acting like you have to come with me and I'll let the little girl go.
He says something like...
He's like, you're mine, or something.
Yeah.
And she's like...
She should have shot him in the head. No reason.
Yeah.
She wants to keep him alive to test on him. But there is no reason once she knows, oh, okay, we just need his blood, and he's they know early on that he's half alive, which means they need to feed him and give him water, or else he'll die. And if you're not giving food and water, you're not going to regenerate more blood. So there's no reason to not have just immediately drained him of all of his blood.
To just suck him dry.
Just suck him dry. There's no reason to have not sucked him dry, and that would have killed him.
Just suck him dry.
No, there's literally no reason not to suck him dry.
She should have just sucked him dry.
Why didn't she suck him dry? But yeah, there was no reason to keep him alive, because he is not gonna stay alive unless you feed him, which we assume he only eats flesh or nothing, because he's like some superhero or super villain, I guess.
some super rape zombie.
Yeah, some weird that's just stupid. It's dumb.
So she threatens to kill herself. Yeah. And then he calls her bluff by pulling the girl up closer, and he's gonna bite her, and she's like, "All right, no, never mind." Yeah. And then guys, Miguel
so she throws her gun away, and then
and he drops her, and he runs towards her, and they're fighting, and then Miguel and Baca come in, and they shoot the zombie. The little girl runs out these doors that are open.
So Max the zombie hits the button to open the door.
Yeah, because he's going to drag her outside. He's going to drag Zoe outside.
Yes.
By her hair. Yeah. And all these other zombies are coming in and trying to attack Zoe. And Max is just, pushing them all away.
Yeah, he pushes off, one at a time.
Yeah.
But, when you see in other angles, there's, a ton of zombies coming in. There's no way he's, also, incredibly strong and can fight off all the zombies. They say that the rotters, what they call them, they will bite immediately anything. Yep. Any person. So they would have all went for her. It is fucking idiotic, and he's just fighting them off, and he just whatever.
So at this point, Miguel shoots him, and he drops her, and then the little girl runs out through the thing. Zoe runs out after the little girl.
She's under a car, perfectly safe, and so she runs out, and the zombies are still piling in, and she runs through the crowd to run out. Why would that be your first thought, even as a scared kid? I better run towards all those zombies.
Then idiotic. Zoe runs out behind her.
Also through the crowd of zombies. Neither of them are bitten or noticed.
And then finally Max runs out.
Yes, and Max runs out and chases them.
Baca gets bit by a zombie twice.
Yeah.
Gets bitten 2 times by a zombie. Miguel gets murdered.
Yeah,
he gets eaten. And now...
it was really funny. So they kill all the zombies and they close the doors. And Miguel and Baca are there. And Baca's open the doors, we gotta go get them. And and Miguel's no, fuck you. She just let a bunch of zombies in, got a bunch of people killed.
Which is 100% what happened. Yeah. She has made terrible decisions.
She has made a lot of bad decisions and got a lot of people killed. And so Miguel is he's right in saying, no, I'm not opening the fucking bunker doors again when there's a bunch of zombies outside to save your girlfriend and a little girl. It sucks. I'm sorry, but I'm not doing it.
But your girlfriend's a bit of a bitch, we're not going to do this.
But then, of course, there's still zombies in there.
And the zombie attacks Miguel.
Attacks Miguel and kills him. Miguel uses his last, bit of strength to shoot the zombie that was on Baca. He hadn't bit him. Uses his last bit to shoot the zombie on him, get him off. So Miguel goes, hits the open the gate button.
Baca does.
Oh yeah, Baca goes, hits the open gate button, and immediately he's bitten by a zombie. I was like, haha, you fucking idiot. That's what you get.
So he gets attacked by a zombie.
Yeah, good.
Now it cuts to them outside, and Zoe and the little girl over by a greenhouse.
And there's no zombies anywhere.
And they hide in this greenhouse, and then Max, the creepy rape zombie...
He sees them through the
window. And then comes into the greenhouse, and walks down the thing, and finds, she took off her shirt and put it on, a pile of dirt.
Yeah.
And he picks up the pile of dirt, picks up the shirt and smells it. He's like, yeah. And then she, pops out. She pulls an Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator.
It was so crazy.
And pops out of the dirt and slices his stomach open, and all of his guts fall out. And he goes, you're mine. She goes, no, you're mine, motherfucker. And cuts off his head.
Yeah.
And
it was just so funny that
it was just
she
insane.
was hiding in the dirt. Oh, fucking such a Predator move.
It was just insane. And then, she goes back to the bunker, says to Baca, oh, well, I can cure you, because he's about to blow out his brains.
Yeah, he's like, I bet, I gotta go.
And they're like, she's like, oh, I can cure you, and puts the stuff in him, and he gets cured, and that's the end of the movie.
She does a little VO dialogue where she's like, it's a shame he has to be my first test subject, but, it seems to be working, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
There's so much voiceover that there's so much of her talking about like medicine things, which I'm like, none of the audience understands this, and we don't know if any of it's true. We don't know anything. Shut up about the fucking the medical talk. Like you need like a doctor's degree to know what she's fucking saying. Like
all in all, this may have been my least favorite movie to watch. Not the worst movie we've done, but my least favorite to watch.
Maybe. You might be right.
Maggie, no, well, I always forget about Maggie. Yeah, Maggie may have been my least favorite to watch. This is right up there, though.
Yeah, this is on par with Maggie for being boring. Because Dawn of the Dead sucks, but we had fun watching it because we were laughing at how fucking dumb everything was.
Exactly. This sucked, but it was also pretty boring.
Yeah. Once I said, once the initial, shittiness charm wears off, you're like, okay, I'm ready for this movie to be over.
This is a movie I would not suggest.
No.
I would give this a thumbs down.
Definitely give it a thumbs down.
Caesar says thumbs down.
No, we talked about this.
No, I still say
look
Caesar. I'm going to look. Should I ask Jeeves it?
Ask Jeeves. All right, so let's see. Go to Google. Okay, now go to Bing. Search.
Well, now what I'll do is I'll Google.
Okay, Google search Google.
And then I'm going to go Bing.
Okay. Now Yahoo Answers. That's not up anymore.
Yahoo Answers.
No, it's not up anymore. Is it?
It is.
Okay. Now let's see. What are we doing again? Okay, now ask Yahoo. Caesar's thumbs up.
Caesar.
Whatever. Now is this just going to post a question and we have to wait for answers?
Thumbs up for good or for bad?
Let's see. Anything on Yahoo Answers?
Is this a healthy diet for 14-year-olds?
Caesar salads?
I don't know.
Let's see if it's about Caesar salads.
I'm going to Google it, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to Google this. Yahoo Answers doesn't seem like the best thing.
Okay.
Google. I'll Bing Google.
Okay.
Go back to Google.
And I just ask Google.
Is Caesar's thumbs up or down good?
There we go. Let's see.
Ancient Rome, thumbs up and thumbs down meant the opposite of what you think.
Yeah, suck a dick, bitch.
You're right. Most of us have it wrong. It's why I believe that
Not
thumbs up
me.
gesture. The losing gladiator was decided by the crowd. Thumbs up, he lived. Thumbs down, he died. If this is what you believe, you'd be wrong. Thumbs down signified swords down, so put down the other swords.
Oh, shit, dog. See? You learn something new every day when you listen to Zomboys.
I give this 2 thumbs down.
Then I give it. Rating.
I give this 2 thumbs up.
Yes, behead it.
I give this movie. Caesar gives this movie 2 thumbs up.
Yes, I agree. This Caesar gives it 2 thumbs up. Little Caesar, Little Caesar. Little Caesar gives us 2 thumbs up.
Pizza.
Yes.
Little Caesar gives us 2 thumbs up.
That's our new segment, and we're definitely doing this every time.
Little Caesar says, give this 2 thumbs up.
Yes, so
behead this movie.
Behead this movie.
Yeah, this movie was not good.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention there is, towards the end I noticed it a lot. There was constantly when they were fighting the zombies, there was blood splatter on the screen, like a fucking video game, and also you could see shitty ricochet CGI from bullets. Oh, it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, so not a good movie. Don't check it out.
No, definitely don't watch this.
But what you should check out is Casey's podcast.
Oh yeah,
Casey's other podcast, Trial by Pilot.
Yeah,
I got it right that time.
Good job, buddy.
So check out Trial by Pilot. I've listened to it a bunch already, and it's really, really good. It's awesome. It's a joy to listen to.
We review a new pilot show every week. We try to do current ones as current as we can be. It's hard to watch a new, a brand new, but we try to keep it current unless we jump back like we did with the Roseanne episode. I think we're doing Lost in Space next, so
Lost Space is dope.
Yeah, so we'll watch the new pilot of Lost in Space and the old pilot of Lost in Space, and that'll be a 2-parter during the week. We release on Tuesday. So listen, I'm talking a lot about
yeah, check it out, and it's really, really good.
I would appreciate that.
Check us out on
Twitter at Zomboys Podcast.
Check Casey out on Instagram.
Yeah, at AKC Lynch. Yeah, Instagram and Twitter at AKC Lynch. There you can find the links to my art stuff if you like my art.
Check me out on Instagram, but don't really. I'm not going to give you my Instagram name because I don't post anything on it.
That's fair.
So. Leave some likes and some ratings on iTunes, guys.
Yeah, we'd really appreciate it.
Some ratings on iTunes would be awesome. Make sure that they're good ratings. If you don't like our podcast, fuck off.
Yeah, you don't have to fucking listen to it. Just
shut it off by this point. And...
Yeah, if you've listened all the way through and you don't like it, fuck you. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing with your life, loser?
You both have a bad opinion because this is the best podcast ever.
And you're a loser for listening all the way through the podcast.
Or just hate listening to our podcast.
Just hate listening so you can find out how to rate our podcast.
I'm going to listen to this hour-long podcast just so I can know how to be mean to them. What they like the least.
Also, try and catch us online on Xbox Live.
Oh yeah. I'm not giving my username.
We're not going to give you the username, but you'll come across it, I'm sure, because it has to do with Zomboys.
If you see our username, please tweet at me. Yeah. I would love it.
Tweet at us or send us a message on Xbox, and we'll probably berate you with with insults back. So
in a fun way because you recognize us.
Yeah, we'll berate you with insults back. So if you want to be berated with insults, try and find us on Xbox Live.
Yeah, we'll probably just respond with "fuck you," so that'll be funny.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm
gonna shit on your bread.
That's any fan that reaches out to us. I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna shit on their bread.
Yep. We gotta have like a thing that we do. Like every podcast has like a something. What can we call our fans? Shitbreads?
Shitbreads.
No, we're not gonna do that. Shitbreads.
Little Caesars.
I like it.
Can we call all our podcast fans Little Caesars?
Let's consider it.
I'll have to Google that. I'll have to Google it.
Alright, all you Little Caesars out there.
Don't forget, there's gold in them hills! And,
that's it. Aim for the head.
Fuck off.
Bye.